He checked his rearview mirror and saw the lights, red and blue, pulsing like a warning sign from another world. That moment, the stillness of air, the tightness in the chest. Not again. He was doing everything right. The speed limit, seatbelt on, turn signal used. But when you're black, perfection doesn't buy safety. It only buys time. He glanced down at his phone. No service, no lifeline. The street was quiet. Too quiet. He looked to his left. Liquor store closed. To his right, a boarded-up church. No witnesses. The cop car pulled closer. A mechanical growl behind him. His hands gripped the wheel like it was the edge of a cliff. He whispered to himself, like a ritual. Stay calm. Stay still. Be polite. Don't move fast. But it didn't matter. He'd played this game before. One wrong blink, one twitch, one word too loud. His only weapon, obedience. His only defense, submission. The lights didn't mean help. They meant judgment. 10 seconds. That's all it takes. And the countdown had just begun. The engine hums behind him. A door slams. Heavy boots hit asphalt with mechanical rhythm. He hears the steps getting closer. Not running, not rushing, just deliberate, measured, like a decision has already been made. His hands remain on the wheel, palms up, fingers spread. Just like he was taught, just like his father was taught. Through the mirror, he sees the officer's face. No expression, no greeting, just mirrored sunglasses and a tight jaw. He rolls the window down slowly, very slowly. License and registration. The words drop like a command, not a request. No hello, no explanation. He speaks softly, controlled, practiced. I'm reaching for my wallet. It's in my back pocket. No response. The officer's hand hovers near his weapon. He freezes. His heartbeat is loud now, louder than the siren, louder than the wind. He wants to ask why he was pulled over, but he's been here before. He knows better. Questions are threats. Every move he makes must be a calculation. Not too fast, not too slow, not too confident, not too scared. 1 second down, 9 left. And already he's not sure he'll survive. He takes a breath. Slow, controlled, shallow. His hand moves, not quickly, not suddenly, but like it's underwater. My registration is in the glove box, he says aloud. Not because the officer asked, but because he has to narrate every movement, like a hostage in his own car. The officer doesn't respond, just stares. That kind of stare that isn't watching, it's weighing. He glances sideways. The glove box is maybe a foot away, a foot that could mean death. He moves, opens it. Slowly. Papers shift inside. Insurance, receipts, a spare phone charger. The officer's fingers twitch. His hand still hovers near the gun, still tight. The man grabs the paper, pinching only what he needs, like even his fingertips might be misinterpreted. He turns back, slowly, presents it through the window. The officer doesn't take it. Not yet. He just stares. Time stretches. 1 second feels like a lifetime. The man can't tell if it's sweat or fear running down his spine. He doesn't dare wipe it. Any motion, even the most human, might be fatal. This is what it means to cooperate, not for safety, but for survival. Second too is done. But the real danger is only getting closer. Do you know why I pulled you over? The question drops like a trap, a rhetorical snare. He could say no and risk sounding confrontational. He could say yes and admit to something he didn't do. He could ask, why? But tone is everything. So instead, he answers with the safest phrase he knows. No, officer. Voice calm, controlled, measured. The officer shifts slightly, leans closer. His sunglasses reflect the man's face, dark skin, wide eyes. Your brake light's out. It's not. He checked it this morning. But what does the truth matter when your body is evidence before your voice is heard? I didn't realize. I can fix it, he says. The officer doesn't respond. Silence. Then, where are you coming from? Another trap. Say the wrong neighborhood. You're suspicious. Say home. They'll ask where that is. Say a friend's. They'll ask for names. He says, work. One word, nothing more. The officer nods slowly. Still doesn't take the paperwork. The man's arms ache from holding them in one position too long. He's still trying to breathe normally. Still trying not to blink wrong. This isn't a traffic stop. It's a performance. And he doesn't know if the script will save him. Second, 3 fades. Still 7 more to survive. The officer's posture changes, slightly. He stands straighter. Hand lowers from his holster, but not all the way. One thumb still hooked, ready. Step out of the car. Not a request, not an explanation, a command. The man hesitates, not because he wants to resist, but because he's trying to remember the safest way to do it. Left hand opens the door. Right hand still visible. No sudden moves. He steps out, slow like a man walking through a minefield. He's been taught that sometimes death doesn't come with a bang, just a misunderstanding and a body on the pavement. The officer circles, inspects him, like prey, like property. Put your hands on the hood. It's summer. The metal is hot, burning through his palms, but he doesn't flinch. He stares at the ground, avoids eye contact. That's what they say to do. Don't look threatening, but he knows the truth. When you're black, even stillness is suspicious. A second cruiser pulls up behind them. Doors open. 2 more uniforms. He's not yelling. He's not fighting. He's not even moving. But backup is already here. Because the threat isn't his actions. It's his existence. Second 4. Done. The fear is heavier now. And louder. One officer watches. Another walks to the passenger side. No one explains anything. We're just going to take a look, one of them says. No probable cause, no warrant. But he knows. If he says no, he's uncooperative. If he says yes, he's open season. So he says nothing, because silence is safer than protest. The officer opens the door without consent, rifles through the glove box, the back seat, the trunk. The man is still by the hood, arms stretched, hands burning. He watches his belongings touched, scattered, examined, like they're pieces of evidence in a crime he didn't commit. He wants to ask, "What are you looking for?" But that question has no safe answer. In their eyes, his entire existence is suspicious. A deodorant can look like a weapon. A Bible looks like concealment. One cop lifts a gym bag, opens it, looks inside, drops it. "You sure you don't have anything illegal in here?" The question comes like a punch, loaded, accusatory. "No," he answers, carefully. Not too firm, not too weak, just enough to not trigger more tension. One officer chuckles. "We'll see." They're not looking for truth. They're looking for a reason to escalate, a reason to justify what comes next. 5 seconds down. The air smells like sweat and something worse, intent. "Turn around." That's all they say. No explanation, no reason. He complies slowly, like each vertebra is being counted. The air is thick with power and intent. One officer grabs his wrists. Too tight. Too fast. A reflex. His shoulder pulls slightly. Not a struggle, just reaction. But the officer yells, "Stop resisting!" The oldest script in the book. A signal, a justification. And just like that, everything changes. He's shoved forward. A knee goes into his back. "I'm not resisting," he cries, breath catching. But the hands don't ease up. They twist, clamp. His face is pressed against the hood, metal searing into his cheek. He hears their radios crackling, feels knees, elbows, pressure, everywhere at once. "We've got a non-compliant suspect." That's the report going out. A lie becoming a record. He's still not fighting, still not yelling, just trying to breathe under the weight. But in this system, perception is weaponized. And fear is a license. They move like it's training. Like this is just another exercise. Only difference? The dummy doesn't scream. Second 6 ends. And his body has already begun to lose the fight his mouth never started. His chest is against the hood, hands cuffed, legs spread. He's not moving. He can't. But they act like he is. One officer presses down on his back. Another grabs his shoulder. "Stop squirming." He's not. His breath shortens. Not from panic, but from pressure. The weight is increasing. He tries to lift his head, to say something, anything, but a hand slams it back down. "You want to make this worse?" His lungs begin to burn. He hears his own heartbeat in his ears, loud and fast. His body is betraying him, panicking, even though his mind is still trying to follow the rules. "I can't breathe," he whispers. No response. He says it louder, "I can't," but a forearm pushes harder into his spine. "Stop resisting." The phrase loops like a curse. A bystander would think he was fighting. The footage, if it exists, would look controlled, sanitized. But inside his body, everything is screaming. He tries to move his fingers. They're numb. He tries to speak. His throat tightens. Every breath is a war. And the officers, they're calm, focused, mechanical. This is routine. Second 7 disappears into static, and he begins to fade with it. His body is still now, not by choice, but because it has no more to give. The pressure hasn't eased, but the fight inside him has. He's not resisting, he's not moving, he's not responding, and still no one stops. One officer checks his pocket. Another pulls at his belt. He's going limp. The words come without concern, as if he's a prop, a bag, a broken object. Check his pulse. Someone shrugs. The moment hangs in the air, a space where action should happen. But nothing does. A single fly circles overhead. The sun beats down. A breeze kicks up dust on the sidewalk. The world keeps turning. But inside that second, time freezes. His lips are slightly parted. His eyes half open, unfocused. He isn't here anymore. But they don't notice. Or maybe they do. And they're just waiting. Waiting for backup. Waiting for someone to take responsibility. Waiting long enough that it's no longer their fault. No CPR. No, "Are you okay?" Just silence. Not peaceful silence. Guilty silence. The kind that knows what happened and is hoping no one else finds out. Second, 8 ends. But the silence it leaves behind won't. The tape will show nothing unusual, a routine stop, a non-compliant suspect. The officers will fill out the report like it's just another Tuesday. Subject appeared agitated. Subject did not follow commands. Subject became unresponsive during detainment. No mention of the panic. No mention of the pressure. No mention of the fear in his eyes when they told him to step out. The autopsy will be clean. Cause of death undetermined. The media will call him a troubled young man. They'll show a mugshot from 5 years ago, not the photo from his college graduation. His name will trend for a day, then fade beneath memes and celebrity gossip. His family will hold a vigil. Candles, flowers, silence. The officers will go back to work. Maybe desk duty. Maybe nothing. Another case. Another file. But for 10 seconds, everything was clear. He was alive. Then he wasn't. Not because he did something wrong, but because the system expected him to. 10 seconds. That's all it took. 10 seconds for the air to turn into a weapon. 10 seconds for procedure to become execution. 10 seconds. And another black man becomes a hashtag.